Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I am astounded. I am truly lost for words. I cannot believe that Humza Yousaf is so blind to the optics of what he is doing. How can he show such blatant naivety? What I'm about to tell you, it is astonishing. Given what's happened, given the accusations of cronyism, the accusations of corruption, the accusations of jobs for the boys, of a ruling cabal, an elite within the SNP, given the fact that the police are investigating the SNP and everything must be, at least give the appearance of being above board, given all this, given everything that's happened, you would think that Hamza Yusuf would have learnt his lesson of not giving Kate Forbes a senior role and then having all the senior roles in his cabinet being for his little, bum-kissing lick spittles and so forth. I've got to be careful how I describe these people. But, the regular members of his circle jerk sort of thing. Then he creates a role that immediately has backlash. That is the Minister for Independence. A role that it could be seen as being party political because most people in Scotland don't want independence. So to have a minister paid at public purse against the will of the majority of the people smacks of sort of illegal abuse of power, effectively. You're paying someone out of the public purse for your party's benefit. So this is quite controversial in its own right. But then, to appoint his wife, this minister's wife, to a key, plum, well-paid job within the party, smacks of nepotism, smacks of this cabal being well and truly real. It is utter stupidity from the man who wants to be the leader of the party. But now, with every passing day, with every passing hour, nails another coffin into his career. How can he last? How is he still leader? How has nobody challenged this? We're going to have a look at this. It is beyond a joke. The man must be blind or so arrogant that he thinks he can get away with this. Here goes. So, Humza Yousaf hands the plum SNP job to the wife of his independence minister. And it's like, what? Does he not look at what he's doing and think it's going to look pretty bad? Because believe you me, it looks pretty bad. Humza Yousaf has promoted the wife of his Minister for Independence in a shake-up of SNP headquarters, risking accusations of cronyism and of poor governance. We wouldn't expect anything less. The SNP leader has created a new role of Head of Strategic Delivery. It's a non-job. And this is for Julie Hepburn, who is married to the key minister, Jamie Hepburn. Mr Yousaf will this weekend ask his party's ruling NEC to endorse the change as part of governance reforms, which also see the appointment of a new acting chief executive. Sue Ruddock will take over from the role of SNP President Michael Russell, who was forced into stepping up after Peter Murrell quit last month. Ms Ruddock, the SNP's Chief Operating Officer, will helm the party's back office operation, pending the recruitment of a full-time CEO. Ms Hepburn, who currently works as a campaigner for Amnesty International, is a well-known SNP activist, but not an elected party official. Just simply been handed a job because her husband has been handed a job in a role that was created at public expense but only benefits the SNP. She stood for the deputy leadership of the SNP in 2018, coming second to Keith Brown. She endorsed Mr Yousaf in the SNP leadership race, and now she's getting her reward. Her appointment to SNP HQ comes in spite of recent criticism of having a husband and wife team, Mr Murrell and Nicola Sturgeon, in key positions. They do not learn. They've now got another husband and wife team in powerful positions. What is wrong with these people? Now, we know in Humza Yousaf's case, it's simple. He is a fucking moron. But the people that go along and agree with this are corrupt. They're back-scratching, self-interested. Then they don't care about the party. They don't care anything at all about the governance of the party or the governance of Scotland. They're in it for all they can get. It's the only explanation as to why this would be allowed. If nobody complains about that, then the SNP is exactly what we all think it is, a corrupt cabal. It is awful. Mr Yousaf last week said that having Miss Sturgeon as leader and Mr Murrell as chief executive was not the best standard. But he is the continuation candidate, and so he's continuing with the standard of having a husband and wife team in senior positions because he doesn't know any different. He's too stupid to think for himself, and he's too dim to see how it looks to people on the outside. What a fucking moron this man is. He said it is very, very clear that the governance of the party was not as it should be, he said. And he then added pointedly, I can tell you my wife is not going to be applying for the role of chief executive of the party. No, I'm going to get me best chum, who I've appointed into a role that I created for him. I'm going to employ his wife into a role that I created especially for her. But hey, we are looking for transparency, openness, and no sign of internal. Fuck me, man. What is wrong with Humza Yousaf? What is wrong with him? How can anyone claim to be anything other than a moron when you're doing things like this in the public gaze at a time when the previous married couple are both under suspicion? And then you do something like this, which just stinks of bribery, of corruption, of backhanders, of deals done in back rooms. It is awful. These people don't get it at all. Anyway, in a statement, the SNP said that the NEC would kickstart the appointment process for a new chief exec to drive forward on transparency and governance. It said the appointment process would be open and public, facing one with applications sought from the widest possible pool of candidates. Yeah, your best mates' wives only need apply. The 80,000 a year post will be advertised externally to ensure the broadest reach, but it will already have been decided. They'll advertise it, yes, because they want it to look good, but then they're going to do things like this. Just appoint, your mate's wife. SNP business convener Kirsten Oswald said, this is an opportunity, and she's as bent as they come. Honestly, that woman swallows a nail, she'll shit a corkscrew. She said, this is an opportunity for the SNP to push forward with the renewed focus, and we look forward to engaging with candidates who have the skills and experience to deliver for our members as we focus on strengthening our internal structures. If you want to strengthen your party, love, you need to get rid of people who are exactly like you. You need to get rid of the old guard, who are all crooked, who are all perceived as crooked, who are all tainted and toxic. Miss Hepburn's role as head of strategic delivery is designed to provide additional support on party structures and operations, she said. It's a non-role. The party said the changes would ensure the continued delivery of HQ functions and a provision of support to SNP members, while allowing work to commence on reviewing governance and transparency arrangements. You don't want to review them. You want to keep them exactly as you are. Otherwise, if it was open and transparent, you wouldn't have appointed this woman to that role. It's a load of crap. You open your mouth and the shit pours unheeded out of it. You cannot help yourself, can you? Mr Murrell resigned last month after the SNP HQ lied to the media about declining party membership figures. I guarantee they'll decline even faster. Every day people look at what you're doing and they are going, nope. They are noping out of your party. And when you keep doing things like this, it's not surprising. I mean, get me wrong, it's fantastic news for the rest of us. But what is wrong with you? This level of stupidity should not be possible in anyone who wants to be the leader of a party, let alone the First Minister of Scotland. He needs to be examined. There is something obviously wrong with the man. Scottish Tory chairman Craig Hoy said, at first Humza Yousaf was the continuity candidate. Now that his party is falling apart, he says he wants a new broom strategy. Yet his actions demonstrate the exact opposite. He does the exact work that the previous ones did. Quick, appoint that married couple, my mate and his wife. Hoy continued, he appointed Jamie Hepburn as the Independence Minister, pushing the same old agenda that most Scots reject. And if that wasn't enough, while he's casting around for a new CEO and auditors, Hepburn's wife, Julie, has been brought in as a head of strategic delivery, which presumably means delivering the same old separatist rhetoric rather than delivering on the Scottish voters' priorities. This supposed new broom is staffing the HQ with the same clique that have been presided over the old regime. People want transparency, and that can only come with a proper clear out. You need to sweep out all the old crap and get new crap in. That's the only way he does it. It seems that the leadership continuity candidate Hamza has simply appointed a continuity chief executive, and it is little surprise that the SNP is now descending into internal bickering. Scotland needs a clean break from the SNP. Scottish Lib Dem MP Christine Jardine said, if only the Scottish Government were as good at creating high-wage jobs across Scotland as Hamza Yousaf has been at creating them for political allies. With the SNP's attention focused firmly on the goings-on in their own headquarters, I am worried that no one is getting on with running the country. With sewage running into our rivers and a record number of Scots on a waiting list, Hamza Yousaf needs to focus on the day job. He's too busy focusing on the problems within his own party and making sure that his chums and their wives are well paid out of public money. What a complete moron. And this is what you got. These are the people running Scotland. Well, they're not running Scotland, are they? They're too busy looking inwards at their own navels to actually run the country. You need an election, and you need it now. Actually, you need two elections. You need an election to get the SNP out of power, and you also need another election within the SNP to get Humza Yousaf out of power. The man is beyond stupid. Anyway, I shall round off. I'll come up and we'll finish the video. This is what happens when you put an idiot in charge. He must know. He absolutely must know what this must look like. Either that, or if he doesn't know, he's too stupid for words. Is it arrogance? Is it stupidity? Does he think he's going to get away with it? But to make an appointment like this, at a time where the previous married couple in power are, mired at the centre of such a massive scandal that it could actually bring down the party. And then he does this. He brings this power couple together just simply so that he can look. I don't know. Have they got something on it? I mean, is it they happen to pick each other's keys up at that party when the keys were thrown in the bowl? Is that what this is? It's the only explanation. I mean, but why? Why would he do? Other than being obviously very, very stupid, there is no reason to do this. Because if he had any political sort of understanding, he would know what it looked like. So it goes to show he's got zero understanding. So yeah, I think it is just his natural stupidity. Jesus Christ, you need an election, and you need it now. This party is getting worse every day. Every day I go, oh, what story can I do today? And every day I sit down and go, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. How can it get worse every day? How is this even possible? I can't wait for tomorrow. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. And honestly, I bet you're as bewildered as I am that this has happened. But thank you very much anyway for getting to the end of this video with me. If you like what you see in here, do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And tell me what you think. Tell me absolutely what you think Humza Yousaf is going through in his head to do this, to hand this job to this woman. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't give jobs to your mates' wives, and goodbye.